I got to show you this. Isn't that cool? Good afternoon. How are you? I'm down here in Denver truck driving, and there's these cool old pickups along the street here. This one's like a Suburban. I think that's probably a 63, and they're working on it over here. And I visited with this fella before. There's transmission laying there, so he's been working on that one. I love it. Needs quite a bit of work, but it doesn't. I think so. And then behind it is the Chevrolet Custom. I believe that's around a 64, and I like both of them. Those are so cool. But they're just around the corner from where my truck is, so I thought I'd show them to you. Have a good one. My truck's up around the corner here, and since they were right here where I was unloading, I thought I'd just show it to you. I've helped him work on those before because I happened to be here, and we put new ignition on that Suburban, and we didn't take nothing. There wasn't hardly anything to it, and we got it to start. It didn't have any wiring, you know. We put all new wiring, hooked up the coil, and straight six cylinder motor. Pretty cool. My truck's over here. It's pretty dirty. I was going to show it to you, but look at the painting on the building. Let me show you a couple of these, and then we'll go truck driving here. And then this one, look at that painting. Man, I can't even draw stick people. I don't know how anybody does something like that. That's just some kind of a t-shirt business in here. And then they painted it all the way down. This one's got some more on it. I think that's cool. I don't know how anybody does that, but they pretty neat. But the old truck's sitting over here, and look at that. I don't know how you would do that, but that's pretty cool. I got to put this camera back up here in the cab, and this part of this, you don't get very far away from your truck. You lock it, you know. And this hazmat in this part of Denver now. So we'll get her fired up here. Okay. And everything's waking up. I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera in the little carrier. The truck's got to think about things for a minute. While it's thinking, I'm gonna put this on the little carrier I have for it, and I'll get it rigged up for truck driving and videos. There, it's waking up. Boop, there it is. Okay. Gracious me. See if I can't get that to look a little better for you. And then it's lined up where I can. It lines up with the windshield post, so I got access to everything. And there. But I am in Denver, and yesterday was a pretty snowy day. And the day before, there was a lot of the day before was when we got most of the snow, and there was a lot of slush. And I was running Denver, and I got a lot of crud on my truck, and it's just dirty. Wear you out a little bit. So we'll go truck driving here. Come on along. I'll show it to you. Now, we're kind of in a rougher on part of Denver, and it's a wallow to get out of here. We got to wallow our way over to Interstate 25 and go northbound. We'll see if we can't get for Cheyenne. And but I'll it's a wallow to get out, but a lot of you have been in worse, so we'll give it a try here and see. We got to drive down beside the railroad tracks and get out of here. Escape. You don't leave this place, you escape. So we'll see if we can. I don't even know if this is a road, but we're gonna drive here and get this to work a little better for you. There. So we're escaping out of here. It looks like I'm driving down the railroad tracks. Almost am. We're in a commercial area, mixed in with some residential areas in here. There. There's a lot of people struggling with homelessness down here. They live in this area along the streets. There's some here. Okay. And there's those pickups again we're driving past, so we've just gone around the block. The sun's going down. It's only 4:30, so well, I got the green light. Let's go. See how that'll work. Right lane closed ahead. I better get in the left lane then. Got a four-way. We got to turn our four-ways on. Stop at the railroad tracks. It's kind of dangerous. Usually I try to stop on the right, but that sign said the road was closed in the right lane. So I don't know. We'll try it out. There's a big homeless camp over here. A lot of people suffering, and they live along the Platte River for the water. light is green, but I can't go. The next light's green too. We're moving. Watch out, look out. Careful now. It's a very different challenge than the one that you see in some of the other videos where I'm driving in the mountains, chained up or something, or steep grades or something. This is a very different challenge, skill set, and they got billboards along the interstate about how you can hire a lawyer, get you $1 million. You've been in an accident with a semi, then he can get you $1 million. Well, I was hoping the traffic would move forward a little more on my trailer. Hopefully my trailer's behind. Yeah, we're going to move up enough that I'm not going to be blocking the intersection. But they do. They crash into you, and then they sue you. So the accident was their fault, and then they sue you. They get one of them billboard $1 million lawyers, and so you don't want to have a crash with anybody. You want to work really hard at that. And it's just a wallow. I haven't never had anybody. I've had really fortunate driving in Denver. I've never had anything like that happen. So, but we've had people try that in our company. There's a fellow over here juggling. He walks out in the middle of the street and juggles, and then he'll walk through the cars and see if anybody will give him some money. It's kind of, that guy's here a lot with the bowling pins. He juggles them. Maybe you can see that a little bit in the corner over there. Now he's going to go see if anybody give him kind of a street performer kind of a thing. It looks like there's two of them over there maybe, and they take turns doing it. I don't know. There's always somebody there juggling, so. All right, now we got to turn wide from the right lane. There's a 2-lane turn here. See, it'll turn yellow. We didn't even get to go. Maybe we can watch the juggler a little bit. But there's 2 lanes here, and we got to be in the right lane because of off track of our trailer. We got to pull real wide to pull our trailer around the corner without smashing the car beside us. And if we're in the left lane, it's hard to turn that corner because we'd have to pull way out before we could turn. And by then, the guy on the right couldn't make the corner, and so we blocked the whole take the whole street. And usually somebody's going to hit you if you do stuff like that. So the thing is just as soon as we get around the corner, we got to make a left. So we got to get around this corner somehow and then work our way into the left lane. And we have 1 block, and we got to turn left. So we have to look hard and work it through. See how the light is going to treat us here. Waiting our turn. Okay, we got a green light. Let's see how we can do. These people usually let me get in pretty good. I usually have pretty good luck, but we got to pull way out wide, get the trailer to pull out with us, and then bring it around. We got to take all that extra room. Now the lane beside me is got 2 cars. Let me see how this is going to work. Yeah, they're letting me in. Nice. Okay. And then we got to get in the turn lane here. And the thing here is that the corner is real short, and I don't want to drag the wheels over the curb. So I'm going to kind of crowd this other lane a little bit and go way to the end of the corner, and then crank it. Keep the trailer out of the curb. Don't tear up your sidewalls if you can help it. I scrub the sidewalls often enough as it is. I work hard at not doing that. There's a fella here playing a guitar, trying to be a street performer as well. Okay, the light's green. Let's see how the traffic on I-25 treats us this evening. It's looks like a wallow. 4:30, 4:40, 4:45 now, like that, something like that. I got to look where I'm going. I can't tell you exactly what time it is. But this lane ends right here, and then the lane I'm moving into is a turn-only lane, and I don't want a turn-only, so I've got to leave my turn signal on and see if the lane beside me will clear up a little and let me over. The guy behind me is treating me nicely. Sometimes somebody opens the lane up for you, and then people jump into it, so you've just got to be all eyeballs. You've got to look. All right. And then this lane will go is a through lane, so I'm just gonna drive this lane here for a while, and see how I can do. But I'm south of I-70, and I've got to work my way up through past there. I got on back there, like, I don't know what that was, Alameda or Santa Fe or something, if you're familiar with Denver. Looks like we got a Jeep with a flat tire over here on the side. They say that you're supposed to, when the traffic stops and you have to stop too, you're supposed to be able to see the ground between. If you can't see the ground anymore, you cover, and all you can see is the back, you're too close. So, and then you're supposed to follow back good. You can't get yourself in a rear end accident. Stay back real good. Denver's rough town, truck driving in anymore. Almost all of the parking spots at the truck stops are reservation only. Not very many parking spots for people that just show up. You gotta have an app for the truck stop you want to stop at, and then you go on there on that app and make a reservation to park there. So if you just show up without a reservation, you're gonna have a hard time finding some place to park your truck. And there isn't enough parking spots for all the trucks coming to Denver. So I have some little nooks and crannies around Denver that I park in if I end up in town overnight, and they've come along on a lot of those and put up no truck parking signs. There are fewer and fewer of those. It is really tough. The city of Denver is a large consumer. The people here are big consumers, and they need trucks to bring them the things they need, and then they just, I don't know, they just treat you terrible for parking and where you can go. There's a lot of taillights out there. Whoa. Lot of taillights. And, you know, there's nothing to do but just be patient. You can get all nervous and uptight. I guarantee you that it ain't going to help. The traffic's just the traffic, irregardless of how you want to feel about it. And you see people that get upset and start trying to ram and jam their way through the traffic, and they usually, sometimes they get away with it, but sooner or later that catches up with them. That don't work. Alright, I can see, I'm starting to see the Denver Broncos football stadium here. It's right there. I'm not a Broncos. Go Bills, by the way. My son and I went to a football game there, and it's a nice stadium, all right. Now I've got a bunch of people over here on the right merging, and so they're going to try to get in this lane that I'm in. So I try to open that up early instead of make it easier. There he's jumping in. They got that saying, you know, if you got it, a trucker brought it, and you're bringing these people what they need and what they want and what they're buying, and then they won't tolerate you parking somewhere. So it really needs worked on bad, and most big cities are this way. The reservation, I'm not sure, I don't have the apps and I've never done it, but I'm aware of how it works. In most big cities, parking is a huge problem, especially you want to go east. Gracious me, that's a lot of people out here. There's the downtown area over here on the right. Empower Field. Big old Bronco out there. Man. I really can't swing the camera around and show you stuff because I need to really look at what I'm doing. But the downtown area is right there. And it was so different just a few short years ago. At one another. I didn't see what the trouble was. FedEx is merging on over here. We'll look out for him. Open it up. There's some more vehicles merging with him, so we're all stoppage again here. Sure is a nice evening. It's up in the 50s. This video is being made on December 1st. Lincoln Boulevard north. You might say, well, how come you don't just wait a couple hours for the traffic to quit before you drive? Why would you drive when the traffic is like that? I'll answer that question in a minute, but there's somebody broke down car with a wrecker in my lane, and I'm trying to get over. There we go. The car behind me finally let me out. Looks to me like tow trucks having troubles now. I don't know. But you really, if you're coming down here all the time, it's very difficult to avoid heavy traffic. It's like the traffic's heavy all the time in Denver, but particularly heavy at that 5-hour rush hour deal. We have these electronic logbooks in our trucks as well, and they log us in, and I need to get this thing back out of here to where I need to be before that 14-hour logbook rule rules me out. I can't go. So you have to drive at less opportune times sometimes, and then I need that 10-hour break so that tomorrow I can go again. So if I wait several hours to drive and then shut it down, then that makes that 10-hour break that I'm also required to take, forces me clear out further before I can start tomorrow. And so you have to operate when the computer allows you to operate between the allotted times, and then you have to meet your customer's time frame as well. So if you're going to get your work done, you have to drive in ugly traffic sometimes. So that's just part of it. This is how it is. I don't think I explained that very well, but it's pretty complicated. It's not a simple thing to answer. But our electronic logbooks are not flexible. The computer runs them, and it's hooked to your truck, the computer in your truck, and so anytime you do anything at all, that computer records what you're doing, where you're at, and you're driving, or you're on duty or off duty. Whatever you're doing, that computer records it, and you can't change that. You can't edit that. That's how that is. So when you start your day in the morning, you got 14 hours that you can work, unless you take a split shift in your time and your hours, but then that lengthens your day out. But it also, if you start driving again, it pushes out your drive time, and then you have to take a 10-hour break, and then there's split shifts, and computer keeps track of all of it. And when you get stopped at a DOT check, Department of Transportation, a scale house, you've seen the scale houses, they'll do a check on you, and they'll say, I need you to send me your logbook. So they give you a little code, and your computer connects up, and your ELD connects up and sends them your logs. And their computer checks your computer and tells them if there's any violations on there. So you have to be on. You can't trash it up. Okay, the traffic, we're getting ready to go underneath I-70 here. a 14-hour period, you can only drive 11 hours. So, you know, loading and unloading and everything is included in that 14 hours. So when you get to 14 hours, you're done, even if you've only driven 5 hours. So they got a lot of rules and if and this. And we do these trips where we drive and unload and then drive somewhere else and unload and then drive somewhere else and load, and you have to just keep right on it if you're going to get your work done. All right, we got underneath I-70, and we're over here by the Grizzly Bros. It's kind of a country western dance hall, kind of a well-known one here in Denver. Well, I'm gonna probably just, I've shown you what it's kind of like, told you about it a little bit. I thought well, thanks for coming along. I'm gonna cut the video off here. I can't really take care of the camera and shut it off. I'll just edit the rest of it off here. But thanks for coming along and looking at it and what we deal with and try to understand that. I appreciate it. Have a good evening.